Hello and welcome to Glenn's Talking TMS series. Today we're joined by Khrystyna from Crowdin. Thank you so much for joining us, Khrystyna. Let's jump right into things. So just to start out right away with the main question, what is Crowdin?
Thank you for inviting me. To tell you about Crowdin, it's a cloud-based localization software that helps teams and businesses localize their content to reach new markets. With Crowdin, you can make your whole company multilingual. So it comes from software, mobile apps, website pages, to content like marketing emails, help-centric articles, and chatbots. So you can localize your product's UI and any customer-facing content alongside with it. Currently, there are over 2 million user accounts created in Crowdin. This platform allows teams to cooperate on localizing content into multiple languages online, where you can see the real-time progress. Managers and translators have all the features needed to provide quality translations and to deliver them in time. Developers have all the flexibility to customize and set up their automation workflows to CLI, API, webhooks, and other things that developers are looking for. And with Crowdin, you can always count on receiving the latest technology. For example, currently, a few apps allow you to integrate AI into your localization workflow. One is a copilot for translators that works in the translation editor. You can even create your own prompts. You can also run pre-translation using AI. And the main advantage of using this is that you can provide context of your content to the AI, and it would adjust translations based on your input, and this way you would be able to receive better translations.
Awesome. That's a great overview. So what would you say makes Crowdin different from other platforms, from other TMSs?
There are a few things that I would like to point out. The first one is that with Crowdin, you get a marketplace with apps and integrations. There are currently over 500 applications. Some of them are add-ons, some of them are integrations. Add-ons allow you to extend the functionality of Crowdin. So, for example, if you want to add a video preview in the translation editor, or something fun like embed a music into the translation editor, so when you're typing translations, you listen to some nice music, you can do that. Some of them are for managers that you can create some custom reports based on some custom segments you want to create. And integrations, they help you automate the translation process because in the past, you had to upload your files manually to the localization tools. But nowadays, we try to automate this process, so you can just connect your, for example, CMS, and you can just set up a sync once a day, once a week, or do that manually. Just click a sync button and send your files, for example, from your Zendesk to Crowdin, translate them and send them back to Zendesk. So currently Crowdin integrates with tools like CMS tools, email tools, so you can translate your marketing content. You can integrate with commerce tools like Shopify. You can integrate with developer tools like GitHub, GitLab, and things like that. So there's a various range of tools you can integrate with. So you can start small by integrating with one tool and translating just, for example, your website, or you can expand and scale your localization project easily. You can just connect 5 more tools, and that's it. You have scaled your localization project. Another thing is that by this approach, we help companies with translation of frequently changed and frequently updated content. Because in the past, you created one version of your product, you translated it, and then you released it in multiple languages. But nowadays, products are updated daily, weekly, or monthly. So we wanted to allow localization to run in parallel with that process of development. So in Crowdin, you do not have to create separate project for new translations. You can just update your files, and translators will see which files were updated, get new strings, and translate just them. So we fully support that. So these are the main things I wanted to mention.
For sure, the continuous localization. It's great. So what would you say is the main difference between Crowdin and Crowdin Enterprise?
That's a good question. Thank you. Crowdin was the product we created first, and once we saw that our customers wanted to localize more than just their mobile app or just their software, they wanted to translate, for example, their knowledge base articles, because the customer used the app in their language. They went to knowledge base and wanted to see articles in the same language. They received marketing emails and they wanted to see them in the same language. So we wanted to allow our customers to localize all of that content in one place. There were a lot of other features that people were requesting, and we were a bit worried that we would be able to overcomplicate Crowdin. So that's why we decided to create a separate edition, Crowdin Enterprise, where we can experiment a lot and do not break a localization workflow for anyone. So we created a separate platform that would allow companies work with multiple types of content, multiple teams. So for example, in Crowdin, you can invite people into your project and assign them tasks. But in Crowdin Enterprise, you can create user teams. So you can assign teams to your projects. You can manage your translation resources like translation memory, glossary, connect machine translations more easily. You can connect them to your organization and then just assign them to specific projects, give access to specific users. So in Crowdin Enterprise, it's much easier to work with larger amounts of content, with big teams. If you have a lot of resources, it would be easier to manage in Crowdin Enterprise. Also, we know that enterprise companies, they have huge security requirements. So we wanted to implement all those custom features in Crowdin Enterprise that included IP allow lists and SSO sign-in features. So all the security features required by enterprise companies that would be available in Crowdin Enterprise. I would just like to stress that both products have high security features. They are both ISO certified. They are both GDPR compliant and all the certifications that needed. So enterprise is more probably customizable for big companies and easier to manage.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And what price range can users expect from each of those, packages, Crowdin or Crowdin Enterprise?
I'd say that Crowdin.com, we wanted to make it really affordable because we wanted people to be able to make their content multilingual easily. So in Crowdin, there's a free plan where you can connect one project, one integration. You can create a private project and start translating your content. If you create open projects, they are unlimited, so you can create as many as you want. The paid plans, there are two paid plans in Crowdin.com. One is a pro plan, when you are the only person who wants to manage the project. You do not need any managers. Managers are the people who will be able to connect integrations, invite users, manage resources, and set everything up. So if you are the only person doing that, the pricing for you would start from $59 per month. The pricing might grow if you want to have more content, but the basic plan includes enough hosted words so you can start. Hosted words are typically counted as the number of words you upload to the platform multiplied by the number of languages you're translating into. So these are like the main things that are considered in the pricing beside the features. And then there is a team plan that starts from $179 per month. It allows you to invite managers. So if you have several people who want to set up integrations, invite people, manage the process. So that's where you can start. And then Crowdin Enterprise, it starts from $450 per month, but there's no monthly pricing. There is an annual charge. So you have to choose an annual plan with Crowdin Enterprise. And the pricing would grow based on the number of managers you have, the number of hosted words you have, and it would differentiate based on like the support options you want and some specific custom features you might request. There's also custom development. So all of those things can influence the pricing, but it starts from $450 per month.
Okay, amazing. So let's say I hear all that sounds great, and I want to now, use Crowdin. I don't want to abandon my amazing translators at Blend. I'm a Blend client, and I'm loyal to like my translators that I know and trust. Can I translate my content with Blend via Crowdin's platform?
Yes, you definitely can do that. The one thing I would also like to stress out that Crowdin does not have like a vendor lock-in, so we do not force you to use some specific translation strategy. In Crowdin, there are multiple translation strategies you can use. You can bring your own translation vendor like Blend to work with Crowdin. You can choose one of the vendors in Crowdin. Blend is also listed there, so you can choose from the list in Crowdin. If you don't have a vendor and you are still choosing, you can also invite your in-house team. You can use machine translation. You can go for community translation. That's popular typically with games because they have large communities that know the game really well. So you can also combine these strategies in Crowdin. So if you want to work with Blend, that's pretty easy and automated in Crowdin. You can just find Blend from the list. You can create a task for them. So for example, if you want to place an order, you just have to create a task. Select Blend, choose the files you want to translate, choose the target languages, and just confirm. And that's it. At that point, the translation process would start, and you would be able to track the progress in Crowdin. You would be able to see that it's in progress, it's done, so you will receive the translations. So everything would be managed from your Crowdin project, and to order translations, you would just simply have to create those tasks.
Amazing. Sounds great. Thank you so much, Khrystyna, for teaching us more about Crowdin today. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise.